I have a set of instruction manuals for the body, mind and spirit, and it is no exaggeration to say that it can solve most of the troubles and pains you are facing now. Do you want to listen to it? If you are facing difficulties and troubles in life and are confused and want to go ashore, you must watch this video. If the fate between us comes, you will immediately wake up and gain enlightenment, gaining a rebirth of strength and wisdom. I promise you, the value this free video brings to you may be far greater than the thousands of dollars in courses that many business success gurus give you. But my videos are generally quite long, so please be mentally prepared. I think no matter what kind of troubles, pains, anxieties and difficulties you have now, it is 100% because you have no idea and no experience about how your body, mind and spirit work, and how to use them correctly. If you are very knowledgeable and experienced, you will never have these problems. Please believe in my conclusion for now, because if you believe in this conclusion, you will gain a lot. If you don't believe in anything and like to question, you will achieve nothing except for the pleasure of talking about it and creating a negative karma of speech. This is definitely not what you want. The so-called body, mind and spirit refer to the sensations, brain and soul respectively. Don't think that these three words are simple. As long as you listen to my sharing, I guarantee that you will lament that you didn't really understand their meaning before. Regarding these three things, Buddhist teachings are the most penetrating. What is the meaning of body? It refers to the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin of the human body, whose function is to receive the external pollutants such as color, sound, smell, and so on. It is equivalent to the viewfinder of a camera, which is what the Buddhists refer to as the five senses of the body. What is the mind? It is the outer layer of the human brain. The rational brain stores the human subconscious and unconscious mind, including the sixth consciousness, the seventh consciousness, and the eighth consciousness. The sixth consciousness among the three consciousnesses is responsible for analyzing and judging the six dusts in the external world every day, and drawing conclusions about good and bad, gains and losses, pros and cons, as well as wins and losses. The seventh consciousness, Manas consciousness, is responsible for reacting to you on a daily basis, for taking action, for directing you outwardly to cling, to fulfill your desires. The eighth consciousness, Alaya consciousness, is responsible for recording and preserving your karmic seeds, forming your karmic system, which manipulates your feelings and projections into your reality. So what is spirit? It is the inner layer of the human brain. The primitive brain has an organ called the pineal gland. The pineal gland is the work of the human soul, a receiver used to awaken to enlightenment and connect to the higher dimensional wisdom of the universe. It is also the seat of the ninth consciousness, Amla consciousness. The pineal gland is a super important organ. If you activate the pineal gland, your ninth consciousness will start working. Then you will be fully enlightened, omnipotent, and, with divine help, you will become a saint. This is the true meaning of body, mind, and spirit. Is it more complicated than you understand? So how do the three parts of body, mind, and spirit work? Why do some people live a miserable life and become more and more depressed? Where did the problem occur? Once we clarify this issue, you will understand how people should live in the correct way. Is there anything more important in your life than this question? Let's review it again. When each of us is born as a baby, our brain is completely blank, without a trace of bad karma or habits. It is very pure, right? In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu repeatedly asked people to return to their infant state. He believes that the infant state has no thoughts, no desires, no self and no action, and is the most consistent with the natural law, which is the most blessed, the happiest, and the closest to divinity. But as time goes by, slowly the human body begins to develop rapidly. At the beginning, under the guidance of parents, and later under the collective influence of school teachers, classmates, friends, capital and social values, the five senses of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, as well as consciousness, manas consciousness, and alaya consciousness were all opened and activated. The first five senses are constantly stimulated and seduced by external forms. The sixth consciousness constantly analyzes and makes judgments, and gradually develops a strong sense of discrimination. And your seventh consciousness directs you to keep moving, buying, doing, grabbing, and gradually you develop strong attachments, clinging, and delusions. These delusional thoughts will form your thinking habits sooner or later, but because the world is impermanent. Formation, existence, destruction and emptiness as well as arising, abiding, changing and extinction are the norm and law. All living beings suffer from 8 kinds of suffering: birth, old age, sickness and death, resentment and hatred, not being able to get what they want, being separated from love, and the dissatisfactions from 5 aggregates of forms, feelings, perception, volitional action and consciousness. Then it will cause you to form habits of discrimination, attachment, delusion, and clinging, and you will often be hurt and often unsatisfied. Therefore, sooner or later, you will definitely have the 5 poisons of greed, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt, and the 7 emotions of joy, anger, worry, thought, sadness, fear and surprise. These 5 poisons and 7 emotions are the source of people's troubles, anxiety, pain, and fear. And as time goes by, the people you make friends with will do more and more things, and all your thoughts, words, and actions will be regarded as daily tasks and stored in your 8th consciousness, alaya consciousness. As more and more tasks are accumulated, a force called karma is formed. In the end, your karma system will completely take over your body, directing you uncontrollably and pushing you to struggle on a path of ignorance and darkness with no future in sight. There is absolutely nothing you can do or escape from. When you are on this path, negative energies such as the 5 poisons and 7 emotions will arise more and more and accumulate thickly. Under a certain combination of causes and effects, a big disaster will definitely come. It may be a serious illness that is difficult to cure. It may be an unbearable huge financial loss. It may be the loss of a loved one. It may be a criminal case or jail time. In extreme cases, bad luck can happen one after another. There are those who are weak in vitality, who may die if they can't withstand the blows, and most of them have experienced suffering on this dark road. Some of them wanted to find a better path, and were called and pulled by a divine consciousness and light in their hearts. However, the external appearance is very awkward and entangled. And the sound and light were too weak, so they couldn't climb ashore anyway. They had no choice but to lie down in despair and live a lonely and painful life. Why is this happening? It is because their thinking, habits, and karma system have become stronger after decades of accumulation, and they are unable to resist and are powerless. The second reason is that they cannot find the ultimate cause of all this pain and the high-dimensional wisdom to get out of the predicament. They do not know how to get ashore. This is how body, mind and spirit work. I dare not say 100%, but 90% of people are in this big web woven together by the 6 roots, 8 consciousnesses, 8 sufferings, 12 links of dependent origination, 5 poisons, 7 emotions and 6 desires, to varying degrees, big or small, more or less suffering from pain, anxiety and fear. When I was writing this script, my heart was sour, and tears kept rolling in my eyes. When I look back on my life, am I not like this? I think there should be thousands of people struggling in the darkness. They may all be ordinary people struggling for life. Their lives last only a few decades and their life journey is so short. Should they be so miserable? I implore you from the bottom of my heart to choose another bright path, which is to master the instruction manual I mentioned above and thoroughly understand how the body, mind, and spirit work. Through long-term and deliberate practice of these methods such as vipassana, meditation, breath counting, giving, and decluttering, you can clean up your body, speech, and mind, stop creating more 5 poisons and 7 emotions, cut off the control of the old karma system on you, break the cycle of 12 links of dependent origination, and rebuild an inner world and inner engineering that conforms to the laws of the universe. If you can control the 6 roots and 8 consciousnesses through practice so that they no longer dominate you, then your pineal gland will be activated. Your 9th consciousness begins to operate, and your divine consciousness will automatically take over and control your body. At this time you truly become the master of your destiny. In your pineal gland, the 9th consciousness itself has stored the high-dimensional wisdom and energy of the universe, and will continue to download more wisdom and energy to bless you. You will live a very great and happy life. Be happy, powerful, full of light in your heart, rich and peaceful, and confident that everything you do will seem like being helped by God's. You will no longer be driven to do things by the ghosts of fear, anxiety, resentment, lack, calculation, etc. You will no longer need goals, plans, and expectations. These things will only disturb the divine power from making the best arrangements for you and plunge you into a hell of mediocrity and struggle. You only need to follow your divine consciousness, continue to think and observe, sweep away the thick dust accumulated in your heart, polish the love, conscience, responsibility, mission, and compassion in your heart, and do things with your mind and heart united, and you will be fine. There will be a mysterious natural force that makes all kinds of miracles happen effortlessly in your life. You are happy in whatever you do, you are good in whatever you do, and you are successful in whatever you do. This is the earth-shaking change brought about by your loyalty to your soul after you choose a bright, correct way. In the process, all you lose is just a false self, an ego that makes you suffer. And what you get is a joyful, rich, abundant, God-like true self. I myself have been practicing what I said above, and I have been constantly verifying these wonderful changes and miracles, big and small, appear in my life every day. So the question now is, can you understand? Do you want to believe it? Are you determined to upgrade a high-level soul? Are you ready for a new life journey? Are you willing to improve your life? Thank you very much for watching. I hope you can like and subscribe so that more people in ignorance can see the light and make our world a better place.